While China's military has grown at an incredible pace, boasting the world's largest navy and some of the most advanced missile systems, could it actually win a long, drawn-out war? When you look past the headlines, several critical vulnerabilities emerge that could bring its war machine to a grinding halt. First, let's talk about the Malacca dilemma. China is the biggest oil and gas importer on the planet, and a staggering 80% of its oil sails through a single, narrow choke point, the Strait of Malacca. In a conflict with the U.S. or its allies, a naval blockade here would be devastating. Imagine turning off the tap. Within weeks, China's economy and military would be starved of fuel. While they've built overland pipelines through Russia and Central Asia, these are a drop in the bucket compared to the massive volumes coming by sea. It's a glaring weak spot. Next, there's the issue of experience. The U.S. military has been in near constant operations for decades. The last time China's People's Liberation Army, or PLA, fought a major war was against Vietnam in 1979. Even Chinese military journals talk about something called peace disease, a recognized lack of realistic combat training and operational know-how among its officers. Their command structure is also very rigid and top-down. In a modern, fast-paced conflict, you need junior officers who can make split-second decisions on the ground. The PLAS system, which requires waiting for orders from high command, could be a fatal flaw when seconds count. Then you have the pressures building inside China itself. The Chinese Communist Party's grip on power relies on one thing above all else: delivering economic growth. A war would trigger massive global sanctions, causing exports which make up 20% of the economy to collapse. This could easily lead to widespread social unrest. Think about it. The very foundation of the government's legitimacy would crumble. The demographics are another huge factor. Thanks to the one-child policy, most soldiers in the PLA are only children. This creates what analysts call casualty sensitivity. In a society where losing your only child means the end of your family line, public support for a long war with mounting losses would evaporate incredibly fast. The psychological cost would be immense. And let's not forget the desire for change within the country. After decades of authoritarian rule, many citizens yearn for the freedoms seen in the West. A conflict could be the very catalyst that makes them welcome or even actively support a change in their own government. On top of all this, China's economy is surprisingly fragile. We've all heard about the real estate crisis and the mountains of local government debt, estimated at over $8 trillion. There's simply no economic cushion to absorb the astronomical costs of a full-scale war. The system is already under strain. Geographically, China is in a tough spot. Its entire coast is effectively hemmed in by the first island, China, series of islands controlled by U.S. allies like Japan, Taiwan, and the Philippines. This is a nightmare for their submarine fleet. The waters near China are shallow, making their subs much easier to detect. To reach the deep, open Pacific where they can hide, they have to pass through narrow, heavily monitored choke points packed with Allied sonar and sensors. It's like trying to sneak out of a house when every doorway is guarded. Finally, Despite all the talk of Made in China 2025, the country is still heavily reliant on foreign technology for the really advanced stuff. We're talking about Heinz semiconductors needed for precision-guided missiles, fighter jets, and AI-driven drone swarms. In a war, those supply chains would be severed overnight. China would struggle to replace its most sophisticated weapons while its adversaries could continue to produce theirs. So, while China's military might is formidable on paper, a prolonged conflict would expose these deep-seated weaknesses in energy, experience, economics, geography, and technology. A quick, decisive victory might be one thing, but a long war of attrition could be a scenario China is simply not built to survive. What do you think is China's biggest vulnerability? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this.